All right, hello everybody. Welcome to my stream. I'm DC. You can find me all over the place under DC Lasair. It's DC Lasair. And go to my website, dclasair.com, to find all the things that are me. Be great if you did. I'd love it. Click on things, make the graph go up. My website's powered by Doris. New link in bio site. Head over there using my affiliate link. And if you like what you see and want to sign up for Doris Pro, use the discount code DC Lasair to get 30% off for 3 months. They do share some of that subscription with me, so it is another way to lend your support to, this person here in this chair. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I post it up, making sure everything is going and live. That's going. Yay. That's going. Yay. That's going. Everything's going. That's great. Glad you all could make it in. Good to see you. Oh, I'm gonna position my microphone just a little better. A little closer. A little closer. Yeah, there we go. And this is just me hitting buttons before we start. So, hope everyone had an okay week. There was storms in my area last night. We did fine. Which I'm thankful for. It was quite a lightning show, though. And high winds. That was something else. And let's, oh, you know what? I did forget to open up a tab that I need. One moment while I open a tab. That's all blown over, so to speak. Yeah, hey, Brian, welcome on in. My tab I need open is this one. Okay, there. Now I'm all set and ready to go. Honestly, no, really this time, for sure. Yeah, it'll be a thing. All right. So first of all, it's Tech Friday. Yay! Welcome on in. Glad you can make it. Today we are talking about Markdown and TTRPGs. And if you've been following along my Obsidian journey, you know Obsidian uses Markdown. And earlier in the week, Sly Flourish posted a video about Markdown and TTRPGs and how there are some companies that give you a PDF and a Markdown file so that it is easily readable in any text editor you open up, and searchable because it's just normal text, right? Sure, you'll see the kind of Markdown formatting, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't get in the way of searching the text. And I'm like, that's brilliant. So I'm going to be taking some of my TTRPG resources and making Markdown versions. That way, if you want the PDF, there's that. Or if you want the handy dandy Markdown version, you can do that too. And I'll show you here kind of what I'm thinking. Rex, hello. Glad the storm didn't cause too much trouble. Had the tail end of it earlier today. Yeah. Text. No, not text. I'm looking for create new note. No, wait. I didn't want to do that one. Doesn't matter. It did what I want. Okay. New note. Okay, so we're going over into Obsidian. All right, so once again, this is my vault for my home game, which I'm running tomorrow. I haven't put any new notes in it yet, so my players aren't in danger of watching this and finding stuff out. So, headings in Obsidian are just hash marks, a space, and then name. And that's, heading 2. Heading 3 is 3, a space, and then, right? It's just, and then if you go into edit, you can, or read mode, and see the differences. Or if you want the largest heading, you can do. You can go big. Yeah. And so the idea is that the headings, whatever I decide for a heading, will be here. So I'm going to do my condition thing, right? So I'll put poisoned. And then the description for, I can't spell. There you go. Then the wording for poisoned underneath, like, you are very ill. And the idea is you can just search for this. You just search for the condition, poisoned, and you'll get the description. Instead of having to go through a PDF chart or anything, you'll have it all in wonderful text format that you can put in any text document you want. And if you watch Sly Flourish's video there, he lists several examples of TTRPG third-party publishers putting out content that is in both PDF and Markdown, and you could just drag that into Obsidian or wherever you want and make it searchable and readable. And I'm like, that's kind of brilliant. So I think if I ever publish an adventure, you're going to have the classic PDF because that's what everyone expects. But also, I kind of just want to make a Markdown version so you can easily search for what you need and not make it overly complex. And for example, for my condition idea, I'm not going to make a separate node entry for each one that would go on the side here. It's just all going to be in one document, so you only have to search that one document. And like this is pretty brilliant thinking, and kind of aligns with what I've been doing. So that's the plan. The idea, I think it's a good one. And hopefully it makes things easier to read and stuff like that. And you don't have to OCR a PDF or anything like that. You can just put the text in any text editor you like. There's some that read Markdown, others that don't. And speaking of Markdown, I did a little research as well. And I found out that Markdown was created by John Gruber, who was an Apple engineer. And Markdown inspired a screenwriter to make a screenwriting package called Fountain.io by John August. And so it's a way to, and this is where I first ran into Markdown. So it's a Markdown-like way. It's not exactly Markdown, but it's the same concept. You use simple things, like brackets or whatever, to format your screenplay properly, and you can drag it into a number of different apps that can read the Fountain script. And so it's kind of a little offshoot of Markdown. And it's incredibly intuitive. You can view your play as a plain text file. You can write in just a text editor. And so, yeah, if I get back into writing screenplays, I'll probably looking at more in Fountain. Fountain was one of the things I looked at early on when I was getting into screenwriting and things like that, and I didn't jive with it then, but now that I'm into Obsidian and more Markdown stuff, it makes a lot more sense. John Gruber's blog project page, daringfireball.net/projects. Yeah, go there. Do the thing. Chris, hello. And so I had a version of Final Draft for a few years. This was more than 10 years ago now. And I used a bunch of other screenwriting software, and it was good. And, stuff I wrote in Final Draft, I could make into PDFs and, make my clients happy. But with the Fountain IO, I can do the same thing I can take it anywhere. I don't need some sort of Final Draft version on every device that I own. I just need something that writes in text. So yeah, this was my first. Fountain was my first entry into something like Markdown. And then I found out about Markdown years later. So, so yeah, if you're into screenwriting, check out Fountain. It's an easy to learn syntax. And there are some apps that do support Fountain as a native format. The one John August, the guy who made Fountain, made is called Highland, and it's a Mac only app, but it looks really good. But yeah, there's a lot of web apps, a lot of different. There's some Android apps and Apple apps that will also read Fountain scripts. So there's a whole page if you go to the main Fountain page. Whole page of apps that will support the Fountain format. If you're looking at Markdown and you happen to be in the screenplay realm, take a look at that, and don't pay for Final Draft because it's expensive and big now. And just a little while ago, they released Highland Pro. So if you want to know about that, here's a video right from the creator, John August. There's that. Yeah, so that was my Obsidian Markdown rabbit hole for the week. And I'm just like, yeah, I was already doing my game planning, and then when I run paid games, all that stuff's going to be in Obsidian, and I'm going to use Markdown for all of it. And then just the idea of, yeah, but you could also take whatever TTRPG thing you did and put that in Markdown too. And so I could make a PDF and a Markdown file available, and you can just choose what one is most useful to you. And so also Sly Flourish does have some Markdown files of his material available. You have to purchase his material to get the Markdown file. So, it's not free. You still got to buy it and things like that, but probably worth the time. So there is stuff like that. There's stuff that's, hey, we released under Creative Commons and it's completely free. And then there's the, hey, it would be neat if you paid us for our development time and things like that. And, because getting paid is kind of cool. And then you can have the Markdown file as well as the PDF and things like that. But yeah, that was this week's Markdown rabbit hole. Ta-da! And then let's get into personal knowledge management briefly, as it is something we talked about. Now, last week I mentioned that the thing I noticed that sort of connected all these things is creating the highlight from material that you find, making yourself a note, making a direct quote, and then taking stuff from that quote and putting a thing into your own words. And so these two things help build knowledge, right? And so and this actually has a term I found out later that I couldn't think of last week, but it's called the generation effect. And so here is the research on that, or at least a quick guide onto what the generation effect is, what the heck I was talking about. Here is a YouTube video if you'd rather do that. And often these single note things that I'm talking about that I'm using in my project are often called atomic notes. And I think it's a good idea. Like I said, I'm kind of hit bashing Zettelkasten and other things together, so don't follow me for if you want to really a deep dive into Zettelkasten. There's plenty of other YouTubers you can watch and books you can read and everything about all that. But here is a person that kind of has an argument against atomic notes. So I also want to present the other side of the coin, if you will. This is by somebody named Danny Talks Tech. So if you kind of want the other side of the coin of note-taking and atomic notes, things like that, there you go. Giving you stuff. Go watch those after this. It'll be useful. You'll be learning, and learning is the good. So do the things and learning. All right, and related to that, I wanted to get into kind of my first foray into a PKM without really being a PKM type of thing. JD Lady, hello, welcome on in. And a friend of mine was running a course in something called The Artist's Way, which is a book by Julia Cameron. And it's this whole thing about kind of unlocking your inner artist. And it was a great class. It helped me tremendously, right? And obviously my friend was charging for it. I didn't say, hey, free. I'm just like, this sounds interesting. Let's do this. But one of the most useful things that came out of that was the concept of morning pages. And the idea is that as soon as you get up, maybe use the bathroom, whatever, you take a pen, you take 8.5 by 11 paper, and you handwrite. That's important. Handwrite 3 pages. Can be anything. Doesn't matter. Can be the same word over and over again if you want to. And the idea is to kind of get the junk out of your brain onto paper. And I found that concept pretty useful for me. So here is a free PDF right from the author's website about morning pages and her other basic tool, which is taking yourself out on a date, as it were. But I really like morning pages. I've gotten away from morning pages. I should probably get back into it. And it really helped just kind of clear out clutter. Now then, maybe morning pages doesn't work for you because you do have to set aside that time. It has to be the first thing you do in the morning, right? You get up, you wake up, you're bleary-eyed, whatever. You take that pen, you take that paper, and you just start writing. And then the other key point for morning pages is you never look at that again. You write it all down, and then it's done. And that's it. You don't look at it ever. again, you just might as well rip it out and burn it at that point. The idea is to just get the thoughts out you need to get out and kind of help clear your mind of junk and bad thinking and things like that. And I found it really useful. But again, there's the free PDF explaining these things. You don't have to pay for a class like I did to get other benefits about that. I've heard of this method before in a lot of different forms, and it comes across as, oh, so you don't have stuff to do today, huh? Yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed my time, and my friend taught the class really well too, so I enjoyed it, and the people there and everything, and we could be free to express ourselves and discovering how we're artistic in different ways and what the class did for us, and that was great. And so it does mean that you set aside time for yourself, and that can be hard and difficult. And so part of it is, here's my time, my me time to take care of the morning pages, to just write the 3 pages, and that's my time, right? And maybe you don't get through 3 pages. That's fine. If you can even do a little bit, it's great. And once you start doing it, like I said, it helped me out tremendously. But again, maybe it doesn't add up for you. And so I found a blog post about why someone doesn't do morning pages and what else they do instead that they found useful. So there's that. And a lot of it has to do with meditation, and that's kind of what the artist way is ways of thinking more positive about being a kind of the true artistic self, as it were. And so if you look at this and you find you not getting a lot of use out of morning pages, there's a bunch of other suggestions for you. But yeah, and like I said, I've fallen away from the practice, and I probably should get back into it, because after a while, I was happier when I was doing it. I could get all the stuff out of my head I need to get out of my head, and it didn't make a whole lot of difference. Well, it made a huge amount of difference in my day because I could concentrate on things better. Yeah, so spending a little amount of time to increase your connection to kind of that artistic side of yourself and also be more productive. So, yay. But there are other things to do as well. Like I said, like that article I just posted. Person found other things useful. Morning pages still involves taking time. Like meditation takes time. So whether you take time to meditate or you take that time to write your morning pages, you still got to plan that time for yourself, and you just have to insist on it. And that's a big part of it's like, nope, that's you time. That's all you. All right, so I wanted to give a little more background into PKM stuff that I've done in the past that I didn't really think of as PKM stuff, but it kind of intersects in that way, just to connect all the dots for you that connect in my head. In a way, maybe they don't connect in yours that way, but they did in mine. So there, take that. All right, next up, maybe a month ago or so, I talked about replacing software with European Union software, and there was things for video editing and all this other stuff that was made in Europe and had better privacy laws and things like that. Well, that person made another video about replacing other things with software made in the EU. That's, most of it had an English translation. So there's that video. Let's see here. Who is this? This is by LV, ELVI. So they list a bunch of European software products that they found useful as far as replacing like Dropbox or OneDrive. And even navigation tools. So if you want a little more of that, there you go. It'd be great. All right, and I just wanted to mention that as a thing, like a little follow-up, a treat for all of you. I am reading more about Zotero, which I'm liking more as I read about it, for collecting articles and highlighting articles and things like that, and then dropping those into Obsidian. Seems like a good thing. But I don't know if I want to mess with all the setup to get it into Obsidian. Oh, one thing about Obsidian I want to mention. They have this awesome thing called a web clipper, available for every browser that you would care about. I think you just go to the obsidian.md, the main website. And you can go to the download part. And yeah, there's Web Clipper for Chrome, Safari, Firefox, Edge, Brave, Arc, Orion, and Vivaldi. So whatever you want to use. And it makes this handy folder called Clippings inside your currently open Obsidian vault. Let's go back here. So I've already tried it out. So I have clippings right here. I'm going to get rid of this in a little while anyway, because it really doesn't belong here. But if I go to, say, Ars Technica, and here's an article on carnivorous crocodile. I click the Obsidian web clipper. I do have a bunch of options, and it gives me some properties to it. And then I click Add to Obsidian. I just say Open Obsidian. And here's the Ars Technica article I was just looking at. Gives me the source. So I can click right to the article, the author, when it was published, created. And you can change all this stuff, at least in the Chrome version of the web clipper. You can change this and you can add to these things. But yeah, here's the whole thing. As you can see, it preserves the links. And so Obsidian Web Clipper, it's not like an extra plugin, comes with Obsidian. I tried doing some of this with D&D Beyond. And because of the way D&D Beyond works, it'll give you these properties, but it won't give you a text paragraph. So you still have to make a screen share of it. And I can show you something here. I can get it from D&D Beyond. So I'll go to, oh, I should do the free rules while I'm if I'm doing a thing. So we'll do the basic rules on mastery properties. Okay, I'm clicking the button, add to Obsidian. And now here, because mastery properties is in the equipment chapter, it'll say equipment. The source link is there, where it's from, the date I made the note, which is today, right? And then it doesn't know a published date. Then description, tags, you can add more tags. But there's nothing here. So if you want an easy way to just follow a link, you can web clip into your thing. But D&D Beyond doesn't translate into Obsidian directly. So you might want to take a screenshot or copy and paste some other way to get the info in here. But it at least gives you a handy way to link right to it. Should you want to. And yeah, I'm hoping it's a trend that more people make Markdown things for their TTRPG stuff, whether it be a third party or anything else. Let's see here. Let me clean this up a little. All right. So yeah, that is the majority of what I had for today. So if you have questions on anything, let me know. Otherwise, we can relax a little early today. And let me double check all the thingies. Trying to think if I had any other thoughts. I'm thinking of thoughts. And I'm coming up empty. All right. No thoughts here. Head empty. Yeah, same. That's why I write down everything in Notion and then share it with all of you. I am waiting for finite singularity to get done with this recent update to the advanced mask plugin, because then I'll show that off, because it's really cool. But the new version isn't out yet because he's still working on it, and he should totally finish it so I can show it off to everybody because it's really cool. One of the best ways to do green screen that I've seen. It looks so clean, and he's doing his best. He is doing his best. He has a lot on his plate. But if you don't know who I'm talking about, Finite Singularity makes some of the most popular OBS plugins. And he's also working on a feature for the next big version of OBS, which is a plugin manager inside of OBS that will take care of all those things. I have seen him blue screen a few times while trying to code live, like, you're just watching me think. yeah. He does stream on Twitch. Really great to watch and view, things like that. And he did a stream on, I want to say Wednesday. Might have been Wednesday. He was doing a minimal OBS overlay. And he said he took it from another person that does a lot of this stuff, that named Nutty. Nutty made the current chat widget down there that you see that I just started using. And since I was thinking about doing a minimal overlay, and then I'm like, I'm just going to watch this again and probably copy what you're doing. So so when I get into changing my overlays up, it's totally because I saw them on Finite Singularity stream, uh, and a couple other people. Again, I mash things together. I'm a kit basher of ideas. So yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, and so finite singularity. The line around me is from finite stroke glow shadow plugin, which you should totally use. And you can do stuff like this, like give yourself an outline, give yourself a little drop shadow if you wanted to, and it's really easy. Plus, he's really good at making instructions on how to use it all. I think that's part of the reason why some of his stuff is so popular, is because he makes it easy to understand how to use. That's just as important as making cool things, right? So yeah, future plans is still, I'm taking my uh, taking my Notion template of uh, of the production things and putting them into Markdown by waiting for Obsidian to do its update. Come on, Obsidian, give me the update so you can make I can make the fancy tables using you, and then I'll have a kind of a Markdown Obsidian version of those templates everyone could use. Could you adjust the glow line width from a Stream Deck setting knob on the fly? Well, I mean, if you want to play with knobs on the fly, I have plenty here in front of me. But you could probably connect the knob to StreamerBot and then pass along the value on knob dial detection. Yeah. There's no direct way to do that. But yeah, a little bit of coding, you could probably get away with it. Because essentially this is a filter, and so typically what you can do with filters is turn them on and off, and not necessarily adjust all the fine details of that filter in with a Stream Deck. Always wish for being able to directly affect a filter or source value from Stream Deck, like to move a camera around easily. Yeah, no quick way yet. Yeah, because unless you have a something like a Facecam Pro that automatically connects to a Stream Deck, and I can do this, but this is only because I have a Facecam Pro and it connects to a Stream Deck, right? I don't have to do anything other than turn a knob. Think of how Joe Hill's messed with his cameras based off of tips, and wondering if you could adjust that on the fly for a set amount. You could set up different filters of the same thing and just have them go on and off. So if I wanted this I could have one filter be my 50% filter for the outline, and then another one for my 100%, which, maybe it makes the outline larger. And I could just, and that would be two instances of the same filter in a OBS source, but I can just turn them on and off depending what one I need to go. So if you pre-plan for it, you could do it that way. Could probably automate that again with StreamerBot since it can watch incoming events and increment accordingly. Yep, you could do that too. You could have StreamerBot, set it to something happening on stream, and then tell StreamerBot, hey, StreamerBot, when this happens, I need you to turn this filter on and this one off. And StreamerBot will take care of that when action X happens. Every resub, just add +10 to the zoom filter on DC Scam. Exactly. Like, I'm at 208% right now. So if well, that's the wrong button. Hold on. Gotta get on the right knob. But then I could do this. Right? And then another sub. Take us here. Another one. And you can just keep getting closer. Closer. And closer. Closer. How you doing, chat? How are you? Liking this? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, I'm going back off now. Enhance, right? Enhance! Okay, time to back up. Let's get the dial back to where I am. But hey, I gotta touch a knob. All right, I was right there. No, I was at. Run, he's getting closer, right? That amused me. Did have a Stream Deck button set to camera preset that zoomed in on my eyes so I could hit it as roll initiative and my players. Awesome. Yeah, for a little bit I had one of those too. I should set that up again where I just have a button to hit and it just goes into my eyes and then backs out. I like that button. And I haven't recreated it in a long time, so I should get on that and do things. Make my stream do things. Be great. Let's see. I think I said let's see. Oh, need to recreate that for myself and add the Kill Bill siren noise, right? Unrelated to just about everything we were talking to, I did go see an exhibit the other day all about bus. So those statues that are like here to here, and different types of people using different mediums and exploring different ways to use those. So it was quite good. Though I think the person that had the Ask Me tag was just coming up and telling my friend and I stuff about whatever we happen to be looking at without asking. So I think maybe they just had a slow day and needed to get the info out. I'm not sure. Because we were only the only two in that part of the space, so Lord Dump person just wanted a friend, yeah. It may have been under They had a one artist did a Kermit and Sam the eagle in marble, so kind of like inspired by the Greek Roman bus. They made a Kermit and a Sam the Eagle. And those were fascinating. Another person made a bus completely out of glass, in different colored glass, and that was just wild. The other part of the space is a big outdoor park with lots of art installations around it, so you can go outside and walk. And this was in the main building because they have a exhibit space in the main building. And so we went that, and then afterwards we went out and did a bit of a walk around the outside space. Oh, here is something that just came across the feed. This is by you know them. They go by Naladraws or Jae. This blue sky message uh, gives you an article they wrote about alternative to generative AI art. So you want to avoid using AI, but aren't sure of alternatives? Check that out. You People would be amazed at how many available assets there are for free out there. Yeah. So yeah, if you want a bunch of resources, give that post a like and take a look at it's a Google Doc. There's a link to a Google Doc in that post. So and as I look at YouTube videos and one pops up, like using AI for this, and then I just click the not interested button, and another one says something about AI. I'm like, not interested. Like if it's not talking about arguments against AI, that's talking about AI is great or something like that, then it gets gone. Um, Suppose that's another reason I'm kind of steering away a bit from Notion, is that they're really leaning into AI stuff. You don't have to use any of the AI stuff, but they're going, hey, yeah, we got this neat new AI thing that does this stuff. And I'm like, no, thanks. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing without activating your AI thing. And that way, Obsidian, I can just have it clean. If you want to use AI with Obsidian, there is AI plugins for it, but it's not a core feature, and you can just leave it out of your space. And oh, hey, it's break time. All right. So when we come back from break, we'll do the usual. Take a deep breath. Continue to ask all your questions and just look at news articles and things any of us find interesting. Stuff like that. So I'll see you in about 5 minutes. All right. Be right back. As soon as I find the button. There's the button. I'm going to press the button. It'll be amazing. Watch this. So, I'm going to say it's Wild Magic Surges. Who wants to roll 2 more Wild Magic Surges? It's all right, 0.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. What are our incentives? Why can't we? There are 5 of us, and that's 100. Why can't we do like 5 max damage?
Nah, that's no fun.
Fair enough.
Wow, DC has been going to the B-Day Vulture School again.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to roll one of these too because that's just fun. So,
all right. Hey, I'm DC, and I'm producer to the stars.
Seems like nature's provided a shortcut.
Oh no! And with that, his size grows to 10 feet. His skin becomes a flaky crust. Skeletal wings of butter spread out from his back. And a rolling pin of necrotic energy forms in his hand.
Choices were made, and we respect
wow.
The pie missiles go from 2 to 4. There's 2 below his arms, 2 above.
Tyrion just turns to Punk and says, "I did warn you."
Question.
Oh my. That's a bottle full of nope.
An arcane beast?
No, that's a bottle full of nope. Like a big heaping mound full of nope. And today, I promised another bread comparison. So, let's do it this hand. Me, hat, bread. No hat. All right. Understood? Yeah. Also, I'm more friendly for the environment because I don't come in a plastic bag unless you want me to. And Herb, Lady Luck 34 gave you disadvantage.
Mandy! So do I pick that or do you pick that?
Nope,
Do you
your,
pick when that happens,
your
or
next
just-
roll has disadvantage.
Oh, geez. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. But thank you. Thank you for donating to charity. You do so much to me. Okay.
I'm not above mooneranging your face. Your creepy, creepy face. Oh, there I go, blowing myself up again. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Take out the wooden stick. And go. I made mistakes.
And the drama mask.
Seems to be
And
about a 6 foot tall human.
Oh,
As they stand up.
enthrall plus give me your number. I'm kidding. Size doesn't matter. So it's a wisdom saving throw of 14, and if they hold on a second, any creature.
Everyone, get ready. Get ready to sell 5 with me. Okay? Are you ready? Ready? Get your hand all warmed up. You know, find that space. Find the space. Oh, there it is. Ready, set, sell 5. Yeah. Thank you all for joining me. This was great. Your little bouncy noises. Welcome back, everybody. How y'all doing? Thanks for being here. Oh, by the way, fundraising for St. Jude. ! St. Jude in the chat. Do the thing. Go to that fancy link. Prax, hello, welcome in. And let's see here. Gonna turn this down a bit. And just turn that off. All right. So now we're into the relaxed portion of the stream. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But this is just where we talk about whatever, look at articles, things like that. Talk about TTRPG stuff. The official trailer for the new Superman movie came out on Wednesday. If you hadn't seen it yet, you absolutely should. It's great. And if trailer is any indication, which sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't, looks to be a pretty good Superman movie. So I don't know if any of you heard this. This is wild, but Kojima is leaving behind a USB stick with game ideas after he dies. You know, the guy behind Metal Gear and all sorts of other games. Death Stranding. But yeah. So there's the Engadget article. It's been reported in numerous places. But fascinating, right? Like one of his latest ideas for a game was the longer you don't play the game, the more your character forgets. And I don't know if he had actually ever make this. It was just something he was talking about, he thought of. I'm like, wow. I rely on the in-game character to remember, right? Me too. Do you see that Henry Cavill is starring in a live action production, Voltron, that just finished filming? Neat! I did not see that. I love Voltron. You looks like it'll be streaming on Amazon. Apparently, it's going to be based off the 1984 series instead of the reboot Netflix series, which is just going to make me even happier, right? Oh, I ate up that Netflix series too. I loved it. But yeah, that sounds neat. I'm excited for it because it's Voltron. Not enough Voltron and Voltron TV series, right? Point taken. I am speaking of anime-like things and anime. Latest episode of Gundam GQ came out on Wednesday, which was great. I'm still loving the series. Because you mentioned Superman, yeah, no worries. We're at that time of stream where everything's on the table. And back to JD Lady's point, yeah, I rely on the video game character and those notes and things that the video game characters take to remember how to do stuff. And so if you take that away from me, eventually I just have an unplayable game if I don't finish it in a certain amount of time. All right. Take a look at some other news sites going on here. Now it makes me want to run Mechton because Mechton is just fun. I was looking into uh, sorry, I've lost all words. I was looking into games that did the mech thing, right? And I found a few, and Mechton did come up on the radar. I looked at it, and it was in my top 3 out of games I wanted to try. There's also here Mecha Hack was one, and then what's the other one? Battle Century G is probably the one I'm going to try. You enjoy our Talsorian games? Yeah, that's great. I'm glad to know somebody though that has tried some of these games and that enjoys them, because then I'll be more willing to go, oh, well, this didn't quite work for me. Maybe this system will. But yeah, I was looking at Battle Century G, spelled like that. or I'm sorry, Battle Century G Remastered. So it has remastered in the title. Mostly because it said it had kind of a character sheet for pilot and the mech, and so you could do more pilot based stories, and that hit my brain just right. Because I kind of want to do both. And in one of the actual plays I did, one of the episodes, or the group kind of went from one realm to another. I kind of smashed in mechs into D&D, and they played through that realm, so that was fun. But yeah, I kind of wanted to find a. Recently, I'd been wanting to find a system that the focus was on mechs. And so yeah, Mecha Hack, Battle Century G Remastered, and Mechton were the ones that were kind of catching my eye. Battle Lords of the 25th Century. What is that? Oh, I see a Battle Lords of the 23rd Century. Is there a 23rd? Neat. All right, I'll leave this tab open and check it out. Yeah, because I have the Lancer book, and I was looking at videos on Lancer, and it seems like a good system, but you know it's very tactical and on a grid, and I'm like, okay, but I don't right now. That is not the flavor of mech things I want. Thank you, Rex. I will keep that up. Yeah, I'll take another look at Mechton too. The MechWarrior combo game that Penny Arcade is running looks like fun, as it has a solid balance between the two systems they are using for it. Awesome. Very map-based for the fights, though. Yeah, because I was watching a couple of videos of how to play Lancer, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty clever. And if I wanted to do more kind of that hex-based combat mech thing, it'd probably be Lancer. But I also want to have pilots who have lives, who are doing things, and also get into giant robots. And so a system that just kind of incorporates both these things together without me having to make additional things. Kind of what I wanted to try. Awesome. Oh, thank you. Yes, I will take a look. Thank you, Prax. Mechton has both. I've run 3 short campaigns. 3 short campaigns of Mechton. Awesome. Text to speech being really weird. Yeah, I figured something was going on there. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm looking at another website here for articles. He is doing MechWarrior Destiny for RP with Battletech Alpha Strike for mini combat. Ah, neat. Yeah, so I kind of want to do run a mech game. It just be a mini campaign. I also want to run a Draw Steel campaign, which would be separate from the mech campaign. But when Draw Steel comes out, I really do want to run friends through a Draw Steel game, because when I got to play it, that was a lot of fun. And so another mini campaign thing. Okay, not finding anything there. Still, looks like there's some new Marvel Crisis Protocol. Let's see here. Oh, this labeled as an ad article, so it's, but so I won't link to this article because it's kind of ad and both. But Avalanche, Exodus, and Lady Mastermind rules preview. So if you are into Marvel Crisis Protocol, look out for that. I mean, the minis are great. So. Oh, speaking of RPGs and relating to conventions, because I wanted to plug my own thing, I am going to Gen Con. I'll be at Gen Con with my producing panel. It'll be Thursday. You can sign up now for the wish list. And if you are going to Gen Con, May 18th, couple days away, is when you should be in front of your computer to activate your wish list if there's stuff you really want that looks like it'll sell out. So yeah, Sunday at noon Eastern is the time. So if you're like me and wish list stuff, I usually get into what I want because I usually don't play games at the gaming convention, but I go to seminars and just hang out. I like just wandering around. that downtown space too. So good time. But if you're gonna be there, I'll be there. Come say hi, and also go to my panel because it'll be great, and you'll have fun, and I'll have fun. And yeah, so after Sunday, I start to get to see how many people signed up for my panel and everything, and I'll be all excited about that. Oh, here's something from a couple of days ago. If you're playing Tales of the Valiant, Kobold Plans Adventures book for it. This is on ICV2. So there you go. It'll be an adventure setting guide. Oh, they're releasing an adventure setting guide, and then there'll also be this product as well. So yeah, if you're into Tales of the Valiant, take a look at that stuff. Oh, you know what's coming up in a couple months? In July, which I'll be in danger, is the Gundam card game. Yeah, that's going to be a month. Oh, there is an update to the WizKids D&D Icons of the Realms potato head, the Beholder box set. It looks like it'll appear in retail in October. If you, I know I've talked about this before, but if you haven't seen it yet, you should totally check out the potato head Eye of the Beholder thing because it's great. Looks like it'll retail for about $25. And let's see, what else do we have here? Let's turn a little music back on. Have it going low. Do-do-do. All right. What else we have? All right, I think that'll do it for that. Let's see here. Yesterday was storm day, so Wednesday I was able to go for a walk in the park again, which was great. Might do that again today. Well, it's supposed to storm tonight, and better look at, because I usually go to the park after dinner, and then storms are supposed to hit maybe right around that time. And by the time I'm done with dinner and ready to go to the park. Yeah, and I like walking around places, and it helps me when I go to cons and things like that. It helps to kind of get used to walking a lot. So I tend to start with a mile and then build into 2 miles, and then 2 becomes 3. Sometimes if I travel further in a completely different direction, there's a 5-mile long nature trail I can go on. That one I prepare for, though. I have my backpack, and I have a couple extra water bottles in there, because there's really, I mean, it's beautiful, but there's no place to stop. There's no place to get anything. So if I need something, I better be carrying it with me. You know, I mean, there's places to stop and sit and look at nature, and there's tons of fancy houses in that area as well. But there's not like, oh yeah, here's the convenience store that you can, you know, grab a water at halfway through your trip or something, so. And tomorrow I am running my Spelljammer campaign. So that'd be good. So I have to fill out my my adventure template. Again, if you want to see what I did the last time. I don't know if I'll have another pun-filled thing like I did the last time we played. But here's again how I do the note in Obsidian. I wrote down the session date, which actually came in handy this week. The campaign name, the story arc, my characters, who also have tags. Location, I called it the 4th Estate Records. And so I have recap, summary, part 1, part 2, part 3. 3 paths, again, NPCs, monsters, treasure, secrets, and I just make sure this is all filled out. I don't fill out, you know, I'm not making pages and pages, because the rest of the information I need is in my head, but just enough to remind me of what I want to do in the session. But you can fill this out as much as you want. Basically, I do this, and I don't want to go over one sheet of paper, like front and back, one sheet of paper. So 2 pages at most should be my notes for a session. And this is enough for at least 3-4 hours of stuff, maybe more, depending. I can usually get a good 3 to 4 hours just out of something like this. So yeah, have to make another adventure template, call it something clever. Figure out what they're doing. That'll be after supper and after the walk tonight. Trying to remember if there was anything new on D&D Beyond that we didn't talk about last week. All right. Here's, I have the Battle Lords of the 23rd Century up. Gadget. So yeah, if there's any questions, anything else anyone wants to talk about, go right ahead. Otherwise, we may end a little early today. Unless I think of another rabbit hole to dive down. I don't know what my next rabbit hole is going to be. I guess that's why they're rabbit holes, right? Like I'm going down an obsidian rabbit hole. I went down a PKM rabbit hole. And we've gone down Gundam rabbit holes. I might need a new rabbit hole. That's the fun, the possibilities, right? Oh, wait, what is this? Hold on. One moment, please. StreamerBot just crashed. And I need StreamerBot up for a couple things yet. Come on, StreamerBot. Okay. What was that about, StreamerBot? You're usually don't do that. All right. See here. Oh yeah, JetPens released another video this week. Let's see here. Copy link. And it was stationery you don't really need, but why not treat yourself? I'm like, JetPens, come on. Why you do this to me? But anyway, if you want to look at all the stuff they talk about, there you go. And doing a check. Oh, looks like we'll have some kitty time here before we go. So come here, cat. Hi. Hi. Jump up on the floor and pick you up. Oh, okay. Say hi to Hannah. No thoughts, only cat. Lady says hi. Oh. Wanna go on the table? Here you go. There. That. Alright, let's see if we can... Yeah? Hi. How you doing? Yeah. Aw. Oh, you're gonna jump down, aren't you? Okay, bye. Reposition myself a bit. All right. Did you leave? Are you? Oh, you're still down here. Okay. Come on. Doing. What are you doing? Hmm? Yeah. Yeah. Come over here. Yeah. Good kid. All right. Over this side. Here. There you go. Ah. Lost an earbud. Hi. All right. Do you need help? Hmm? That way. That way. Come on. All right. All right. That was extended helping the kitty time. Thanks for sticking around, y'all. I appreciate it. And what's this? Eh. So yeah, tomorrow playing my Spelljammers Cat stuff duties are very important. Exactly. Let's see here. Sunday will probably might go see a horror movie Sunday. What's playing? Oh, you know what? The new Final Destination movie is out. That might be the Sunday movie. There's also a movie called Clown in a Cornfield, but it doesn't have very high ratings. I'm kind of... At least I don't think it did. I better double check. Look, I've seen a lot of the Final Destination movies, and they're silly, and I enjoy some of them. So, Clown in Cornfield actually has a high enough rating to be on the radar. Okay. Might go see that. So 2 possibilities. Clown in a Cornfield. Or the new Final Destination movie. Choices. There's only about 20 minutes different in runtime, so not bad. They both fall under the 2-hour mark. So, good bot. Have a fun time with it. Yeah, thanks. Could go see Sinners again. Sinners is fantastic. No, I should see something different. But yeah, that'll probably be the Sunday plan, is seeing one of those. And somehow the new Final Destination movie has a very high rating. Like, I don't know if any of the other ones have ever had this high of a rating on like Rotten Tomatoes and that type of thing. So it's at a 92% out of 109 critic reviews and 90% out of audience reviews. I'm like, this is a Final Destination movie. You sure on that? Wow, yeah, I know. You know, you watch Final Destination movies for all the ridiculous kills that go on, because they're truly epic in how they set some of these up, and just really ridiculous and fun. But for a Final Destination movie to get that high of, I don't think any other Final Destination movie has ever rated that high. Like, people really like this one. Amazing. Seeing what else is playing. Yeah, so yeah, I think Ooh, wait. Oh, I don't know if it's playing around here, though. There's a movie called Rosario, which is Wall Street stockbroker Rosario Fuentes returns to her grandmother's apartment after her sudden death. While sorting through her grandmother's belongings, Rosario uncovers a horrifying secret, a hidden chamber filled with occult artifacts tied to dark generational rituals. As supernatural occurrences plague her, Rosario must confront her family's buried secrets and face the truth about the sacrifices and choices they made. Amazing. I don't know if I can see it around here, though. I think Final Destination might just be the curiosity that wins out this weekend. All right, let's see. I've covered everything I wanted to on Tech Friday, marked everything off the checklist. So that's done. Close that. Don't need that window up. All right. Let's see who's around we can send a raid over to. My Twitch. Let's refresh. Who is on that we can say hi to? Let's go say hi to Fawn. We haven't raided Fawn in games in a while. They are fantastic. So thank you all for being here. Again, I know the last few Tech Fridays have been a little different than the normal stuff, but I like talking about the rabbit holes I find. And yeah, and if you have any other thoughts about Obsidian, things like that, tag me, message me if you're part of my Patreon, my Ko-Fi, or if you subscribe to this channel here, let you into my members only Discord, and we can talk about all that stuff there too. So thank you all for being here. Really appreciate your time. Please be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all on Monday for more Expedition 33. And stay tuned for the raid. Bye.